Back when I was in middle school, I was in a group of friends, and one of my homegirls' mom, she coined me the nickname Hollywood. And she's like, there she go, Miss Hollywood. That's Hollywood, Miss Hollywood. So today marks the 3-year anniversary of my DJ career. I started in 2024. Would that be 2 years? 2024, 2026? I don't know. Math. It feels like 3 years because I've been doing a lot of work. Nonetheless, I've done a lot of work in that time. Going from basically taking an in-person DJ class and then an online DJ course, to using what I know as a business owner and social media manager to build my brand, go out and find gigs and negotiate with clubs and bars and host events. Granted, a lot of those people took advantage of me. A lot of those venues and stuff took advantage of me being new to the industry, but nonetheless, out of that, I got to play at 18th Street Lounge, which was #1 on my list when I first started DJing, then Flash. This Friday, I get to play Transmission for the first time. I don't know why it's now only the first time, but hopefully it won't be the last. And streaming and Mixcloud wrote about me and did an interview, and that just goes to show that people are checking on me and people believe in me and I believe in me, depending on what day of the week it is. It's been a journey, and I'm very proud of myself for this journey. Not to say that a lot of other stuff in my life hasn't been really, really hard, really hard. And if you don't know about it, you can check out my last video. A lot of the stuff that I've been going through personally, and struggling with as a neurodivergent person, and going through changes and housing insecurity and just a bunch of that other stuff. You ever get an idea in your head about something you want to do in life? Maybe it's a big life change and it just pops into your head and you don't really give it a second thought. But as time goes on, that idea just keeps popping back into your head. And every time it gets stronger or more frequent, and you're like, okay, maybe this thing isn't so crazy. Maybe this thing isn't so impossible. Maybe the universe is telling me, what I need to do to get back on my right path. And a funny story that connects to this is back when I was in middle school, I was in a group of friends, and one of my homegirls' mom, she coined me the nickname Hollywood. I like to sing, I like to dance, I'd be showing off sometimes or whatever. And she's like, there she go, Miss Hollywood. That's Hollywood, Miss Hollywood. And when I was a very little girl, they ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I have it in my little keepsake box from when I was in school. It says pop star, rock star. I wanted to be famous. And people's like, oh, well, maybe you should aim for something more realistic, or not everybody gets to be famous. Maybe you should, think of something else. And you think those people are giving you good advice, And I think those people are thinking they're giving you good advice. You know, the world can be difficult. You know, go become a dentist or a lawyer or a nurse or a teacher or whatever. Aim for the middle, and that way you'll always be safe. And so, like, my dreams changed. But the idea that has been, and here comes a butterfly, a blue one actually. And the idea that kept on coming back into my mind is, wouldn't you want to live in LA? Wouldn't you want to live in California or Los Angeles? And I have a brother who lives there. I visited him before just to get away during COVID. I had money and I had free time and I hadn't had a vacation ever since I opened my daggone business. So I went and I had a good time. You know, there were some things about LA that were definitely eye-opening that are not like on TV. The homeless population there is exponential, and they could be doing a lot more for those people there. And Rodeo Drive, I thought was like some long, you know, shopping district like we have here in DC and in Maryland. But this is like 4 or 5 block stretch of road with some shopping on it. So, you know, what you see in the movies, what you see there is that it's that LA, you know, movie magic. But the more I've been thinking about it, the more I'm like, yeah, do it. I had actually reached out, not really knowing about an open deck that was in Los Angeles, and they invited me to come out and, you know, participate. And I'm like, I can do what I've been doing here in DC and LA. It might be more saturated because it's Los Angeles and there's a lot of people there who are in the music industry and wanting to do similar things, but there's an industry there, and there's a lot of people who want to do similar things that I want to do and want to learn. I can be surrounded by creative people again and get into a collective or join a group of artists and learn and work in a studio. And if I'm looking for work, you know, I could become a content creator or, you know, become a seat filler. I could, you know, get a job at a bar. I could get a job at a club. I could leverage the people that I know in Los Angeles. I know a bunch of dancers and a bunch of people who I graduated with from Full Sail who've moved out there. A lot of people actually, like, who I graduated from Full Sail with went to LA with like the idea of becoming audio engineers. Some of them did, but because of the amount of work that's out there, a lot of them ended up changing career paths, still staying in that same vein, but living very fulfilled and, like, you know, accomplished lives. And so my brother moved out there from Massachusetts and made his way, which is inspiring for me. I have my aesthetics license here in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. I'll transfer my aesthetics license up there. Worst comes to worst, open up a spot or work at someone else's spot, see if I can take clients on the side, and just put down roots and then send for my kids. See what I can do with a 3-month plan and a 6-month plan to turn my life around. More and more, I feel like a lot of doors are closing here for me because I'm being told that I need to look someplace else. You know, my depression here is, you know, gotten so bad, and with fall getting closer, going into winter, that's some of my least favorite times of year because my depression gets so bad with the weather and holiday season loneliness and anxiety and stuff. But the idea of going out to LA and kind of skipping that season seems really good. Seems like a really good idea right now because I get really, really low during the winter and it gets really hard to go through. And it seems like the cold and the winter and the rainy seasons here in Maryland are just getting like longer or more erratic. But the biggest hurdle right now with wanting to move to Los Angeles is the fact that my kids are here. And my kids are here with my mom, and their father skedaddled to Connecticut and abandoned them. He abandoned them in the beginning when they were 4, when he decided to leave us on Valentine's Day to move into his apartment that he got on his own without telling anybody. Got his own apartment, moved out, found a reason to start an argument, and walked out on his family on Valentine's Day. What kind of piece of shit person does that? Oh, the type of piece of shit person that waits till his kids are 16 years old and moves to Connecticut without telling anyone. Oh, after being like in Maryland and in Baltimore for their whole lives and like not visiting them and not paying child support, which is why he got his driver's license taken. So I'm gonna continue to slander his name. I don't believe in that healing and moving forward stuff when it comes to that particular person because what he's done to my kids. I'm a mama lion, I'm a mama bear, and I don't take kindly to people hurting my cubs, even if it's me. And so that's why I don't want to hurt my kids and make them feel like they're being abandoned even more by a mom who hasn't been able to secure work and consistent housing for them. A person needs to make $100,000 a year to live comfortably as a single person in the DMV. And I think that's also nationwide, if I want to check that statistic. But I'm a single person with 2 kids. How much money do I need to make then to sustain all 3 of us and to make sure that they can go to college and get an education? It's a big burden. And it's only gotten harder as they've gotten older. I knew from when my kids were a small age that this was coming and they needed a mutual fund and that they needed a college fund. But when you're living paycheck to paycheck and both you and your partner don't get access to consistent work, you know, what do? You struggle. You struggle. And I talked about it in my last video with how hard it is to get help in this country. Like, I'm so tired of seeing like people who don't know shit about the struggle talk about people who are sucking America dry with, you know, Social Security or welfare or whatever else, when it's not those people, it's your government. They're sending all of your tax dollars overseas to fund wars rather than take care of the people in this country and taking financing and money out of our kids' mouths and education to wreak havoc on the world. But that's neither here nor there for this particular topic. So I want to take the time to have a conversation with them, sit down and talk with me and my estranged parents and my ex-husband, who is their stepfather, who I co-parent with, which is another testament to the type of man that he is. Him and I are no longer together, but he is the best father that my kids could have ever had, and he's not even their blood father. He is their chosen father. And so I always want to give a big shout out to stepdads and men who decide to be in kids' lives of like the kids that aren't theirs, because that takes strength, it takes commitment, and it's a testament to the kind of character that they have. So I want to sit down and have conversations with all of them, talk about a plan, and to see what's best. And if my kids are like, you know, no, mommy, I'll miss you, I don't want you to go, you know, then I'll stay. But if they can see where I'm coming from, and I think if I make the plan and the goals and my approach very clear, I can get everybody on board and maintain that support system. But there's a lot of ifs, and I'm scared. I'm scared to make a plan because I always plan. I've got journals and journals full of plans that I haven't, you know, completed or halfway done, or, you know, they say if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. So if I want to make the universe laugh, tell it my plans. But I, like, people don't understand this fame thing, this becoming an internationally acclaimed DJ, going on tour, working in festivals and stuff. This isn't just like, oh, I want it because it's nice and it's shiny. A lot of people want that, but like, no, this fame is my salvation. I can do a lot of things, but I can't do much when it comes to being normal or working normal. I've tried over and over again, and it just doesn't work because of me. I'm an individual. Everything about me is different. I wasn't even born in a hospital. My mom had me in a midwife center. You know, I'm left-handed. Most of the population is right-handed. I'm different, and the list can go on, but like, because of autism and ADHD, working in a regular environment with nonsense hierarchies and other rules and things like that, I've got a good 3 months, maybe 6 months out of it. If it was like when I worked at Apple and I really enjoyed my job the first time, and I really enjoyed my job, I could last longer, especially when there's people that nurture and understand and know what you need. But those jobs really, really don't accommodate us that much. Like, it's so hard because the goal is productivity. And if they want you to work for, 8 hours, you need to work for 8 hours. And if you only get a 30-minute break and one 15-minute break, that's all you get. I can't say, yeah, I think I need about 5 15-minute breaks and a 30-minute break for my shifts in order to actually work. They'd be like, no, why would I hire you? Or you're like, yeah, I want to work here, but I want to wear what I want. I want to wear headphones all day, and I don't want anybody to talk to me. That's not going to happen. And especially in a retail environment. So the only thing I can really do is be a full-time creative. I need to have the flexibility of a schedule to have my 3 days of autistic burnout where I don't move and I build my inner inertia and motivation where I can wake up at 3 a.m. because I can't sleep and work on music until the wee hours of the morning. Or, if I want to go to a festival and be on tour out of the country for a month at a time, I want to have that flexibility. I want to be able to afford a nice house for myself and my kids where we can have some privacy and a backyard be near some water, hopefully, and, be able to have a garden and just like decorate my house the way that I want, be able to walk around my own house in my drawers or no drawers. This fame is my salvation, and a lot of people want it, but I want it more, and I need it more, and I'm motivated more. Just look what I've done in 2/3 years. Now put me in a place where I'm supported, and put me in a place where I'm supported and surrounded by like other creatives and can learn. It'll be like putting gas on a fire is the hope. I don't want to get there and be complacent. And because there's sun shine 24/7, there's no downtime. There's no down season where the DJ gigs aren't coming as much as they used to. And, pivot into doing more corporate stuff or doing more streams or trying to find other ways of like making money on the side, that I could be, working all the time because everybody's going to be in the club. It's early days, the planning stages, but I think that's what is aligning with my inner child and what my purpose on this earth is. And I think my purpose on this earth is to make people dance, to make people have spiritual and musical experiences through like sound, and like just giving people permission to just set themselves free, because a lot of people feel like they can't be free. Many people are afraid of being recorded or being judged or seen letting their guard down and not having this like perfectly curated image of themselves. But what music, especially house music, has given me is the ability to just like open myself up and be myself and be free, and to get sweaty and to get dirty and to just get open and just let yourself be ugly. Because sometimes that looking ugly is like so beautiful, because it's you being in your rawest and truest form, and that's never a bad thing. Being you is never a bad thing, unless being you is like Jeffrey Dahmer, then that's a bad thing, and you should not be you. You should be you, but in prison. Okay? But yeah, being you should never be a bad thing. And I feel like that's so much of what has been put into my psyche from growing up in a very strict and Christian environment. Don't be too loud. Don't wear clothes that are too tight. Don't wear things that are too bright. Don't be, this. Be a lady. Close your leg. Sit with your legs closed. Wear skirts. Don't show cleavage. Like, everything is just like telling you to push your identity down to elevate this deity, when we ourselves are the deities, when we ourselves have the ability to create our realities. So, people need to have belief and faith and confidence in themselves. And so much of that can come from being free artistically and creatively in whatever way you choose that to be. It could be writing, it could be music, it could be, horseback riding, it could be jogging, Sudoku. That could be your thing, and it could be the thing that will sustain you. And I just wish the world wouldn't have so much of these self-limiting ideas, because they come from a place that is not good for us. and only serves the top, 1% of millionaires and billionaires. But I digress. Thanks for hanging out with me today. This is a much happier video. Also, a much louder video because I'm in front of my house, which is in front of this noisy road. But DJ Duchess, thanks for joining me for my diary.